Take a listen at this passionate statement by the President or Benin Patrice Talon on the current stalemate between his country and Niger, and why he ordered on May 6, 2024, the blocking of Niger's oil from being exported through Benin's port of Seme via the 2,000-kilometer oil pipeline that runs from the Agadem basin in Niger to the Atlantic Ocean, and which is operated by the China National Petroleum Corporation. The situation currently prevailing between Niger and Benin, mainly between Nigerian cars and Beninese cars, is something which is unfortunate and which saddens me at the same time. Benin is a friendly and brother country of Niger. Our people are relatives, brothers, and have lived together since the dawn of time, and it will always be like this forever. If you remember well, Benin was through me, by my voice, one of the very first countries to plead for the lifting of sanctions against countries which were forced to carry out coups, in particular, against Nigerian authorities. But we fought for the situation in Niger to be normalized. Having taken note of the political change that had been there, although contrary to the universally recognized and promoted provisions of electoral means. We have taken note, and I have spoken about it several times, that there is a time to condemn, a time to wish for a restoration of constitutional law, but also a time to take note. So, Benin was one of the very first. I pleaded for the sanctions to be lifted, and for the situation in Niger to return to normal. This is the case, and Benin immediately implemented measures to lift sanctions, and we opened the borders. It is unfortunate to note that this has not been the case with the Nigerian authorities since then. We have been patient because our wish is that the two peoples continue to live together in harmony, and that the authorities on both sides work for common development, in the fight against terrorism, against the insecurity which is currently raging in north of Benin, particularly from the southern countries of the Sahel, that's Burkina Faso and Niger. But unfortunately, we do not observe, and as time passes, we learn that they say Benin would have massed troops on its border with foreign forces to invade Niger, which by common sense totally ridiculous. There is no reason for Benin to attack Niger, or the Nigerian authorities, with foreign forces. We don't know where it comes from. Is it just because we need a scapegoat or what? I don't know. In short, the fact remains that we did not miss the opportunity to send messages to the Nigerian authorities of our availability to collaborate, or rather to resume collaboration as before. Some time ago, we even allowed agricultural products from Benin to go to Niger because there is a shortage of cereals. Benin is a country which has become an exporter of cereals, agricultural products, and everyone has been able to see and observe that although the borders are closed, Benin allows consumer goods, including agricultural foodstuffs, to go to Niger. But upon arriving at the exit point of Douanes Gilou, on the Niger River, at Malanville, which is the formal passage between Benin and Niger, the border on the Benin side is open, but on the Niger side, it is closed. So, the edge of the river has become the field of trafficking, an exchange of goods, and large boats are loaded with goods from Benin, foodstuffs like millet, sorghum, corn, and rice, to cross the border. So, an environment of informal exchange, trafficking and everything has been established, which contributes to disorganizing the Beninese administration, and generating a dysfunction of public services, because it is not the normal route of exchange. But we have turned a blind eye to this because it serves our brothers and sisters from Niger, who need food, who need cereals. And it is unfortunate to note that this solidarity that we express towards our brothers and sisters of Niger still created a certain increase in the price of foodstuffs here, particularly corn, millet, sorghum and others, and our citizens started to shout a little, even to demonstrate over it. We are paying a heavy price on the economic level, on the social level, and on the political level. There have been protests in Benin against the increase in the price of foodstuffs, particularly corn. And exports to neighboring countries, notably Niger, are the only cause. The only cause of massive quantities leaving towards these countries to feed their populations, to the detriment of the purchasing power of the Beninese. There is no better act of solidarity than this. So, we are paying a heavy cost. I want to repeat it on the social level, on the economic level, and even on the political level. We also gave our approval for the formalities for the implementation of the pipeline which carries the Nigerian oil to Benin, and for it to be loaded on the platform at the port of Seme, where boats will come to dock to load the Nigerian oil through the pipe. But all this involves formal, organized, structured exchanges, because there is a contract that binds Niger, Benin and Niger's Chinese partner companies. We allowed the preparatory work to take place here in Benin, and the Nigerians came to witness this work, although the border is closed on the Niger side. And there is talk that in the next few days, the Nigerian authorities at a higher level will come to Benin to inaugurate the start of oil export activities, and therefore boats will come to their hangars to load. And we said that this cannot be done informally, as is the case with foodstuffs going to Niger. It is true that to feed our brothers and sisters, to sell cereals in Niger, we have allowed the informal sector to reign, because it is still our brothers and sisters who need to eat. But are we going to transform all the economic, social and political relations between Niger and Benin into informal? And that is too serious. These are contracts which bind three countries, companies and consumers, so we said it cannot be informal. Economic relations and reasons for trade must be re-established so that goods, particularly oil, can cross Benin, be loaded and exported. That's what we said. We did not receive a response. No, it seems that the Nigerian authorities prefer that Nigerian oil crosses Benin informally, is loaded into our waters informally, because they believe that Benin is an enemy country, or perhaps the Beninese authorities are enemies. So, if we are seen as enemies, then our corn must also be seen as enemy corn. Have the sorghum and millet that goes to Niger become products that are enemies of Niger, and yet we let them go? We cannot be seen as enemies, yet want our goods, our efforts, and our collaboration, and take us as an adversary. This is not our vision. Niger is a friendly country, Nigerians are our brothers, our sisters, the Nigerian authorities are partners, our colleagues, so we can work together. We have said that our territorial waters of Benin, which are part of the space of the territory of Benin, cannot be the subject of illicit traffic, nor be the subject of informal exchange. If you want to load your oil on our platforms in our waters, then you must consider that the country is not an enemy country, and that the territory of Benin has not been the subject of illicit trafficking, or of informal exchanges. And it's not that we refuse to contribute our territory, our administration, and our means for collaboration between Niger and Benin. We say that this must be done formally, that's all. If tomorrow, Nigerian companies decide to collaborate with Benin in a formal manner, the boats will come loading, but not in an environment of informality and adversity which is not justified. This is the situation, and I am unhappy to see it, and I appeal with all my wishes to the Nigerian authorities, so that Benin and Niger can regain the brotherhood that has always existed, and reassure them that Benin will never attack Niger, It is not in our interest. First of all, there is no point in doing so. It is not our intention. Why would we do it? Why would Benin be an enemy country or adversary of Niger? Why would the Beninese authorities be adversaries of the Nigerian authorities? There is no reason other than that. So, I take this opportunity to send them a message of fraternity, friendship, solidarity, and to say that Benin will remain in this dynamic all the time, as long as they want. Mr. President, under what conditions will you authorize ships to anchor in Beninese waters? I've said enough, that if Nigerian authorities want it, if they want it this evening, this will be the case. We say so, but of course we cannot say that the exchanges with Benin are prohibited, that Niger does not want any exchange with Benin, and ask that the boats for the Niger oil come to dock in our waters. We have no conditions, we are not bad, we want it, and that depends on them, but it's them who refuse, it's not Benin who refuses. They refuse to allow Benin and Niger to exchange. They refuse to allow trucks to cross Benin. They refuse to allow the port of Cotonou to give way to Niger. He refuses, I want. So, I consider that he also refuses that the platform serves Niger. Niger has not officially informed us of a particular reason why they have kept the borders closed. They haven't officially informed us of their desire to send loaded boats either, they haven't said it. It is Chinese companies which informed us of the intentions of the Nigerian authorities, and even this formula is not suitable. The states do not exchange between themselves via private service providers. No, we are not bad, we are waiting, and we have only told the Chinese that be careful, there cannot be Chinese boats in our waters to load Nigerian products that the Nigerians themselves have banned from crossing Benin. It is the Nigerians who prohibit this. When you close your borders, how will you have our products get to you? And the same for products coming from you to us. So, the Nigerians banned it. We told the Chinese, Tronco is not us. We take note of the arrangements that Nigerians have currently put in place within the framework of trade between Benin and Niger. This is to warn the Chinese, so that the boats do not come and stay in our waters indefinitely. We must make them understand that you cannot come and load the products when the Nigerians refuse. I have personally sent emissaries, that's the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and we are trying to speak with them. We are even active in re-establishing cooperation with the world, and up to there, we have no other answer. I tell you, I'm unhappy. And there is no reason why Benin would not want relations of friendship, fraternity and good neighborliness with Niger. Thank you.